This segment is brought to you by JigMasters Jigs. When in doubt, get the jig out. Go to JigMasters.com and use promo code PNF20 and save 20% off your next jig order today. Hello, and welcome back to the Paddle and Fin podcast. This is Adventures with Outdoorwoman, and here's your host, Mrs. Susie Roloff. Hey guys, Susie Q here with the Adventures of Outdoorwoman podcast, and today, as you can see, I am coming to you from my garage today, kind of changing things up a little bit, and it's been forever since I've had a solo episode, so today I'm going to kind of keep it a little shorter than usual, but I'm going to kind of go over some of the events that I've had going on and what I have looking forward to. So back in May, I had a online tournament. It was part of the Ketch Photo Release series, and out of, I believe it was 30-some anglers, I got second place, which was pretty good. I got lucky, and it was also during my furlough week. It was the week leading up to Memorial Day. And I was able to get out to my somewhat local area, Emaquan Preserve, and fish that area. And the first day I started fishing, it was like a high of 66 and kind of chilly and windy. And then by the fourth day, we were looking at high 80s. So it was a pretty drastic weather change, but I was able to figure them out and got some pretty good numbers all 4 days. And I even had my bracket tournament that weekend as well against Mr. Brian Schiller. So I kicked his butt with that. Woohoo. So yeah, that was pretty exciting. And then I also did the May KBF Illinois State Challenge, month-long challenge. And of course, I got all my numbers those 4 days I was out at Emaquan. So I took 10th place in that one as well. So not too bad as well. Didn't cash a check with that one, but definitely cashed a check with the Ketch tournament. And then let's see here, at the end of May, our local tournament, Kayak Bass League, we had our makeup event the last weekend in May. So we had 4 different days to choose from. We could choose a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Monday. And I decided to drive down to Newton, Illinois on Saturday, and I stayed at the local hotel there, and then just fished my heart out on that Sunday. And in the first, I'd say half hour, I had 2 big fish. My first one was a 20 and my second one was like a 20 and a quarter, I believe. And so I was pretty excited. And then I didn't catch anything until I think it was about 11 or something like that. I didn't catch my next fish. So it was definitely a grind. It took me a while to figure them out. And out of 41 anglers, I took 4th place. So definitely cashed a check with that one as well. So pretty good start to my season. Try not to, be too crazy about it, as we just got into summer and things have gotten a little bit tougher when it comes to kind of that post-spawn a little bit, depending on where you go. Found that out here about a week and a half ago. I finally pulled the trigger and did the Hobie Bass Open on Kentucky Lake. And wow, that was an adventure. So I drove down Thursday. I left work at, I left Wednesday. The 10th, I got off work at 2, drove down, got in about, I think it was about 8:30, 8:45. Then my first pre-fishing day was on that Thursday, and the first couple hours or so wasn't too bad. I thought maybe I had a little something figured out, and then I started having some noticeable issues with my drive, so it kind of felt weird, and when I would turn, it would seem like something was kind of getting in the way, and so I'd kind of look at it and be like, all right, maybe there's just something kind of weird going on. I was like, I'll just, power through it, and figure it out later once I got done pre-fishing, and kept on having trouble, and sure enough, you know, I go to try to pull out the drive and I couldn't pull out the drive. And I was like, this is not good. So I'm like looking inside, and there's 2 bolts that sit on either side of the what's called the clutch system, and both of them had popped nearly all the way out. So 40 minutes later, and with a pair of tiny pliers, I was able to manage to push the screws back in and get my drive back up, but then I had to pedal back to the launch, which took me about a half hour. So by the time I got back to the launch, those screws had popped out again, and I spent, luckily, only about maybe about 5 minutes trying to push them back in, so that way I could finally get the drive back out again. But I knew I was going to be in trouble, and I sent out an SOS on Facebook asking if anybody had any similar issues, and what somebody might know as far as a quick fix and whatnot. And luckily, AJ McWhorter, who was the main head runner of the Hobie BOS series for the Kentucky Lake event and in general, he had a Hobie 360 as well, the same size, just a different color. And he said, well, tell you what, you can just borrow this boat. We'll just have you use your own seat and your own pedal drive and just use that boat. And there was a couple of Hobie reps on site. Coley, if you guys don't know him, was hanging out, helping AJ as well. And he said, we'll just work on your boat and get it fixed so that way you can pre-fish and fish in the tournament and all that other stuff. So it worked out pretty darn good for me overall. So day one was definitely tough. And even Friday, I should say, when I actually really got to pre-fish, it was definitely tough. The fish definitely weren't out on ledges or really out deep. I had a consistent bite up shallow, but not with consistent technique. So it was kind of a little tricky to figure them out in that sense. And some of the areas I went to, I had some fish, but just not the big numbers that I was looking for. And I did have one big bite on Friday, but it wasn't enough to kind of really convince me. So I was a little bit rattled after, you know, the whole thing happened with my drive and whatnot. But I was like, you know, it is what it is. I'm just going to fish this as best as I could. My goal was just to place in the top half. And day one, I got 4 fish. I mean, I tried so hard for that 5th and final fish, but like the numbers that I had just weren't there. So I knew day one wasn't really going to be that good for me. But after day one was done, I decided, no, I'm just going to keep on going out there and going to go fish on day 2 and try to get, you know, at least big bass or decent numbers. And I only managed to get 3 fish on day 2. But overall, though, if it says anything, out of 129 anglers, I got 57. So I was definitely in the top half, which I made my goal. So definitely a lot of people struggled. There were some really good anglers out there. And yeah, so it was definitely an experience. And definitely always a humbling lake. That was my 3rd time fishing Kentucky Lake. My 1st time fishing that time of year. The times that I've been there have been for the KBF National Championship in the springtime. So being out there this time of year when there's actually some weeds that have come up, different water levels, because we're at the summer pool now compared to the winter pool that I've been used to fishing. So the water was definitely higher than what I had been used to previously, but it was definitely interesting and definitely a challenge. So I'm definitely glad I did it. And yeah, we'll see about doing it next year. As far as what's coming up, this coming weekend, I am going to be up in Madison, Wisconsin, fishing the Madison Chain for the 2nd KBL event. We've had a kind of a tough season so far with everything going on right now, and we had to cancel our first 2 events. But luckily, we had a backup plan of having 2 other events scheduled further out in case we should have to cancel or unforeseen circumstances, and it's working out in our favor so far. So those will be later in the year, but this will kind of be our first event where we get to see and compete against each other on the same day. So and that was something that I had definitely missed on Kentucky Lake. Of course, I stayed with Kate Field and a couple of other people, and we had a really good time. And Miss Kate, man, if you guys haven't been following her or seen what she does, you guys need to go check her out. Like, she is just... her attitude with everything just always surprises me and takes me back and always gets me to thinking, you know, there is somebody out there who is always looking at the better side and the positive side. And regardless of what's going on, she'll always have something good to say. She'll, you know, she was always encouraging us and being like, you guys are going to rock it tomorrow. You guys are going to do awesome. You guys are going to figure it out and everything. And it's just like, you know, we don't ask for it or anything. That's just how she is and who she is. So it was awesome staying with her and awesome getting to see her again, because the last time I saw her was at the women's event back in October down at Bull Shoals near Taneycomo in Missouri. So it was definitely good to see her again. But anyway, so upcoming events. So yep, going up to Madison, Wisconsin. I'm going to be leaving Friday after work. I'll be driving up and camping out. I'll do a little pre-fishing on Saturday. Hopefully the weather's okay to us. It's kind of looking a little uncertain, but it's still kind of early. So it might always change for the better, but camping weather's going to be great. I mean, we're talking, you know, mid to low 60s at night. So perfect camping weather for this time of year. So that's this coming weekend, and then next weekend we've got the 4th of July weekend. There's another Ketch online tournament that I'll be competing in as well. And you know what? Actually, that starts this weekend, and I think it goes until next week as well. I can't remember exactly the full dates. But then I am actually pulling the trigger again on another Hobie event. Yeah, I'm gonna do lacrosse. I've never been there before, and I kind of don't know what I'm doing, but hey, you know, that's all part of the experience. So that is going to be the second weekend of July. So I'm going to be driving up there again on Wednesday. I'll be leaving work about 2. Getting there sometime Wednesday evening. I'll pre-fish Thursday and Friday and compete in Saturday and Sunday. And luckily, it's only like a 4-hour and 45-minute drive for me up there, so I can make that trip in one day. Whereas Kentucky Lake, it took me 6 hours. Yeah, it was a 6-hour drive, so I couldn't really do that, you know, the day after the tournament ended. But then after that, let's see here, that next week there isn't really much going on, but then the 19th through the 24th I'm on vacation. That's right. Yep. Taking some actual time off, doing a little family thing. We're going to be going up to Minocqua, Wisconsin. So I actually have a favorite lake up there. And if you guys remember from my post last August, I was up there, and that's when I got my first embedded fishing hook. So yeah, that was great. But this time I'm definitely going to be prepared and ready to go. But super excited for that. Looking forward to that. I'm going to be taking both Hobies up there. You know, for the family, if they just want to chillax, and, you know, if me and Adam just want to go out and just enjoy the time. You know, that's the thing about competitive fishing. You know, we don't ever really like stop and kind of enjoy ourselves. So there aren't going to be any online tournaments that I'm going to be in. There aren't going to be any other tournaments or anything that I have to worry about. So it's just going to be me up there with my family and my husband and just having a good time. So I'm really, really looking forward to it. Definitely need the time off. And then we're going to be looking at August. We've got our first backup tournament for KBL up on Lake Wisconsin. That'll be August 2nd. That weekend, I actually would have been in Indianapolis for Gen Con, but unfortunately that had to be canceled. But it worked out anyway because I wouldn't have been able to go this year with the tournament rescheduling for that date. And then the 16th of August, we've got another rescheduled event with KBL on another local lake of mine, Spring Lake. So I'm looking forward to that one. Should be a good time. And then the end of August, we'll have the KBL Championship going back up to Minocqua area and a couple of different lakes up there. And yeah, some really interesting times coming up. So yeah, I've been working in the garage tonight. Well, been mainly working on getting the trailers prepped and ready to go for the trip and for the possibility of taking both boats up this weekend. A good buddy of mine, he knows who he is, might be needing to borrow the Hobie, and he might be secretly be getting hooked into a Hobie. I don't know. We'll see. He's thinking, yeah. Anyway, but yeah, I told him, yep, no problem. I've always got my second boat in case anybody needs one, wants to try one out, you know, whatever it may be. So, you know, like to pass it on, or what do they call it? Gosh, I can't even think of it. Pass it forward or whatever it is. And, you know, I had people help me out when I was having trouble with my Hobie, so, you know, just keep on passing it on. So, other than that, that's what's been going on and what's going to be going on as far as the fishing world goes. Other than that, as far as me, haven't really had much else going on. Furloughs with work are done, thank goodness. It was good to have a break, but it wasn't like, you know, like a good break in a sense. So, but yeah, I'm glad I get to have a real vacation coming up here soon. But yeah, work has it's still been slow workload wise, but you know, mostly everybody's back, and you know, we just got to follow standard precautions and protocols with the masks and social distancing. My husband's still been working from home, but he'll work from home 2 weeks, and then he'll go to work, physical work, for 2 weeks, and then he rotates that. But it still works out in the long run because, you know, he gets to save on the gas mileage because he drives to and from Springfield every day when he does go. So that's a, you know, 180 mile drive round trip. So, you know, it's like 61 miles one way. So yeah, definitely saving wear and tear in the car, saving gas, that type of thing. So definitely some things, you know, working in our better favor to a sense. But yeah, it'll be curious to see what happens. The state of Illinois is moving to phase 4 this Friday, which means I believe a lot of the other places are going to be opening back up. Restaurants and stuff like that can have like reduced capacity, et cetera, that type of thing. So hopefully we'll have some better normalcy coming up after this weekend. But I don't believe that there's really any place close having fireworks. Which, you know, it is what it is type of thing. You know, I've never really been a big fan of fireworks or anything like that, but just more about hanging out and whatnot. So still trying to figure out what I want to do. 4th of July weekend, just might chill out, might do some family stuff, that type of thing. But, yeah, working on getting some videos edited, that I had of a couple of outings at Banner Marsh. Oh yeah, that was another recent thing that had happened. We couldn't do it live, but me and Brad Hicks had faced off as part of the losers bracket, and of course I whooped his butt. I got gosh, what was it, like 85 85 or 86 inches or something like that, like within an hour. So of course I went to Banner Marsh. So I had an awesome day, and I got pretty much all the footage from that caught on GoPro, along with a couple of mishaps and some dialogue that I will sometimes do because I'll often forget that I'm recording myself, and things that I do and say just make me giggle. So I'm excited to share some of those videos with you guys here in the next couple of days. Looking forward to getting used to using the GoPro and trying to figure out what video editing programs are the best out there. Still have some hold up with the whole computer issues. Our desktop computer is still being fixed, which was pretty much the workhorse of, you know, being able to handle the big video files and stuff like that. But now I'm just working from a laptop, and it takes a very, very long time just to even upload a video from the memory card onto the laptop. So it's been a little frustrating, but we're hoping things get fixed. If not, I just might have to break down and get a different computer or laptop. So yeah, but yeah, I'm definitely gonna have fun. Definitely loving this GoPro 8. Like the quality of footage on this thing is stupid. It's stupid awesome. But yeah, excited to get to learn more how to use it and everything from there. So other than that, I don't really have a whole lot else for you guys today. Again, you know, just kind of a quick little episode, a quick little rundown. It's nice to have things kind of start to feel normal again. It's great to feel that tournament grind. It was definitely noticeable though at the Hobie event, not being able to meet up in groups and such. So, you know, it was just me and my housemates, and that was it. You know, I mean, we saw other people out on the water, you know, whoever was out there with you, but like not having the captain's meeting, and the live meetup or anything, or being able to like go out to eat with a bunch of people at a restaurant, you know, it was just definitely odd, and definitely missed that part of everything. But hopefully this weekend, since we're going to be going up to Wisconsin, which has I think pretty much practically reopened completely, and yeah, we should be able to have a good time. So definitely looking forward to that, and looking to future events. And yeah, so thanks for tuning in guys, and I'll see you on the next adventure.
Thanks for tuning in to another killer episode on Paddle and Fin. Don't forget to go check out our website at paddle_and_fin.com. Don't forget to check out the YouTube channel at Paddle and Fin. If you got a question, comment, want to hear from a future guest on a future episode, feel free to email us at paddle_and_fin@gmail.com. Don't forget to follow us on social media at Paddle and Fin on Facebook and Instagram. Shout out to our show supporters, Angler. The Angler button and app just makes for a better time on the water and creates a virtual logbook for every fishing outing out on the water. Shout out to Rocktown Adventures, located in Northern Illinois, for all your kayaking, camping, and hiking needs. TRC Covers, protect your investment. Ketch Products, shout out to Ketch Products. Go to ketchproducts.com and put the Paddle and Fin logo directly on your catch board. Shout out to JigMasters Jigs. When in doubt, get the jig out. Go to JigMasters.com, use promo code PNF20 and save 20% on all your jig and tackle needs.